Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very pleasant evening. Thank you, Nadim, for the brief introduction about Jawi. My name is Syukri. I'm the founder of Academy Jawi Malaysia. I also brought my team, Kak Noziati, my co-founder, our staff, Ifah, Izzah and Hafi, who have been working with us since like 1 year, and two of them are our interns who have been working since like 3 months before. Okay. So I hope all of you have received our risalah Bahasa Jawi. Actually, my talk today, my sharing session today, I will share with you some part of it, some part of this risalah Bahasa Jawi, but I will use the whiteboard quite often. So before we start, can I get your hand for those of you have not came across Jawi before? So any one of you have not familiar with Jawi before? Can I say so? Can we say that all of you have familiarity with Jawi? Have you know? Do you know?
But I didn't get to study it in school.
Okay. Yeah. So do you know how to read or recognize the character a little bit?
I recognize the characters, but if you're trying to get me to read more than maybe a sentence, it takes me quite a long time.
Okay. So you don't have any problem to recognize the character in the first place. Okay. So how about others? Do you know any more about Jawi? Can you read Jawi text? Yeah, obviously, yeah. Yeah. How about you, sir? Yeah. You can read Jawi text?
Reasonably.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. So, but when we ask around, that's the normal feedback. But when we ask this question, do you know how Jawi came about into our tradition? Why we use Arabic script for our Malay language? Do you know why? Can anybody answer that? Can you give me one like simple answer why we use Arabic script for our language, and we can say we are proud with that tradition? Why? Nadim, you're a SS3 student.
Because there was a lot of circulation of knowledge. People from the region went to pilgrimage to Mukha, and they would study there, stay there for a long time, and then come back here and bring back knowledge of Arabic. But also merchants and also people from Hadramaut would come to the region. So there were people with knowledge of the Arabic script, and we adopted it for Malay.
So, are we adopting the script consciously or unconsciously? Or can we say, in other words, are we being Arabized, or what is happening? Why we are so proud of using this Arabic script and take it as a part of our heritage, our culture, and when we already lose it, we feel like something is missing from ourselves. Why?
I was told that there was a need for a standardized language and script in order to write and to teach Islam in those days. Although people had been using, I think, Sanskrit to write the Malay language, or maybe not, but this was a way to standardize so that the administration and the teaching and all that stuff could be done more easily and efficiently.
Okay. So I will take your point and put it on the whiteboard. So first is Arabic script. Can you see? So we say something about standardization, and the other one like contact between the Middle Eastern people. Apart from that, like you said, that pilgrimage, trade. Okay. What else we can say about Jawi? This is Jawi. What do we know more about Jawi if we say in terms of its history, its heritage? Why on earth, we can say, the Malay is so proud with this Arabic script? Why we as a Malay want to use this script in the first place? Of? Camouflage of?
So that the other race won't understand the language.
Okay. But I think that's for the modern context. But previously, Jawi was used not just by the Malays, but even for the British, for the Dutch, for the Chinese, and the Indian as well. So that's why we can see actually.
So probably then for trading and business.
Okay, for trading, yes. For trading, we already put that. This is one of the dictionary done by the Orientalists. One of the most authoritative dictionary done by the Orientalists. Malay English dictionary, but it is in Jawi and English. Okay, for trade, standardization, contact between the Middle Eastern people. But I would like to point out that actually not only the Malays who are using Jawi, the Arabic script for their language. If you see in the Risalah Bahasa Jawi, at the second last of the page, the second last of the Risalah, you can see that quite number of languages has been using Jawi. For example, for using Arabic script. For example, Farsi, up until now. Second one is the Urdu language, the official language of the Pakistan. Third is the Osmanli, or the old Turkish language, who has been using the similar Arabic script. And Nadim also mentioned about Arwi language. Arwi, it is a Tamil language written in Arabic script. And we also found that even the Mandarin, the Chinese language, has been using Arabic script. And the name of the script is Jawarjin. And even the Uyghur, the Central Asian people, has been using the Arabic script. But the question remains, why?
What was the Chinese called?
Jawarjin.
Jawarjin.
Xioerding. You can simply Google it, Chinese Arabic script. You can find the Wikipedia article about that. Jawarjin. So why? Why Arabic script has become sort of like a universal script for these languages? Yeah, you want to share your thoughts?
One kind of speculation that I read about the ubiquitous use of Arabic script as opposed to other scripts. For example, Taman, they have their own Taman script, and Jawa, they have their own Jawa script. Is access, because women, for example, would be kept illiterate in Taman script, for example, or Jawi, but all Muslims, regardless of gender, would be taught how to read the Quran. So people were simply more able to use Arabic as a script to write down things, and were not able to use other scripts because there was more gatekeeping of the scripts.
Yes. Actually, other scripts than Arabic script at that time, they have like the gatekeeping. For example, the Hindu scripture cannot be read by anybody other than those who has their case, the one that has their position to read it. Is it true, right? Yeah. And some other scripture as well. But like Nadim said, Quran has become the main reason why the Arabic script has been widely used by many people. and obviously Quran was revealed in Arabic, and this Arabic language is quite special for the languages has been affected by the script. If we see within our language, in Malay, for example, we can see that there are many words came from the Arabic words, Arabic loan words in our language. For example, if we survey within our linguistic, pembedaraan kata, what do we call it in English? Our lexicon, we sometimes we cannot replace the Arabic loan words with our own words. For example, fikir, the word fikir. Do you know what is the substitute Malay word for fikir if we don't use fikir? Saya berfikir akan sesuatu. Saya memikirkan akannya. Can we replace fikir with other words not from Arabic? Because fikir is from Arabic, obviously. Fikir, this is in the Romanized form, but this is in Arabic, fikir. But it has been one of our important vocabulary in our language. When fikir enter into our language, it becomes part of our daily usage. But if, for example, we do not want to use fikir in our language, what is the substituting word for fikir? Okay, cerakin. Next. What else? Is it cerakin equivalent to fikir? Why not? Okay. Okay. But it's not fikir. It cannot use. It's not comparable with fikir. What else? What are the substituting word for fikir? If you do not want to use any Arabic terms for this. No, okay, fikir. So, fikir cannot be comparable to any existing Malay word in our language. So that's why the word fikir has been imported into our language to become one of the Malay vocabulary. It doesn't mean that Malay doesn't think before that. It doesn't mean that Malay did not do the act of fikir before that. But the act of fikir of the Malay was segmented. Cerakin, angan, bayang, renung. That was act of fikir, but it just an aspect of fikir, not the whole sum of fikir. So that's why when the word being introduced, when we use fikir as a word, it encompasses like cerakin, renung, bayang, and many more. So what really happened was, when we say about Jawi, there are several things happened before. One is the usage of the Arabic script. Second is the loan words from the Arabic vocabulary. And when we read Jawi text, there are new tradition emerges. We have the kitab tradition. That's why we saw many Jawi kitabs within our traditions, which has their own discipline of writing. So, But actually, even though Jawi is using the Arabic script, but it is quite different and quite distinct from Arabic. In what sense? If we study Arabic, Arabic doesn't have the Malay sound, the Malay consonant. For example, in Malay we have the sound nga, cha, pa, ga, and fa, pa. But this consonant that is not existing in Arabic. So what happened was, even though we use Arabic script, but by the genius of our scholars, they combined and recreated new characters to suit into our Malay pronunciation. So if you look into the second page of the Risalah, you can see that this newly developed character actually was created by using the previously existing character of Arabic. The cha, the nya, the ga, the pa, and the nga. The word, the sound cha, nya, ga, and pa, and nga is not existing originally in Arabic, but is newly created in Jawi. To what process? When we observe this character, actually this is the combination of two existing characters in Arabic. The cha was originally from jim combined with the word ta. How it possible? Jim produced the sound j, and ta produced the sound t. Since cha mainly dominated by the sound j, so if the main form of the jim has become the basic form of cha, and the two dots from t sound imported into here to make it as cha. This is the first process of creating a new sound based on the existing character. Similarly, with other newly created Jawi word, this is the sound is nya. We call it nya or nya. But the base character is, do you know what is the base character? The nun. And where these two dots came from? Yeah. Why? Because the nun sound is n, and the ya sound is ya. So n and ya being combined become nya. Similarly to ga, which is the base character is kaf, k sound, and the single dot over here came from the character jim, j sound, k j. K is the more dominant, and the j is the changing part of the sound. So the dot being imported to here to become ga over here. Similarly for pa, but this is different working. Pa is based on the character fa, right? fa, with introduction of the word, the sound b from ba, and when the dots being borrowed into fa, because there are already existing character of qaf with 2 dots, so there has been another dot being introduced to reduce the confusion of qaf and pa. Okay? And nga is more complicated because it is from 3 characters: ghain, nun, and ga. So these 3 dots combine to become a new sound, nga. Why these dots, the sound, and the new characters is being discussed like this? What is the science behind it? What were the science behind it? Anybody can share their thoughts? Because Jawi was not created by chance. It was a scientific language. When the scholars introduce this character, they have their linguistic tradition behind them. What is the linguistic tradition? One is the knowledge of tajweed. In the knowledge of tajweed, the science of tajweed, you will be taught about the phonetics, the makhraj, where the sound came when you speak something, when you pronounce something, where does the sound came from? Either from your throat, from your tongue, or from your lips. So when the scholars saw the Malay have quite distinct sound from the Arabic, they study about that, and they study what they have in Arabic, and they introduce this concept for Jawi. And this is quite unique to our tradition because only in the Jawi language we have these several script, these characters, unique characters, and specifically this character. Why? The p sound, this is p sound, in other language which using Arabic script, for example Persian and Urdu, they did not use this form as the p sound. Instead, they use this character as p sound. Why we are quite different from them? This is because it has a historical significance. One, obviously Malay was not Islamized through the route of the Persian. If not, if we were Islamized by the route of the Persian route, obviously we will use this character for the p sound. Right? Instead of we use f or fa base character for p sound. But how do we came into this? Actually, when we study our history, when we saw the process of Islamization of the Malays, the route was quite different. It was direct from the land of the Arabia to the Malay world. And Professor Syed Nakir Alatas, as the one who founded this thesis of the formation of a Jawi language, Jawi character, he said that we can specify which part of the Arabia the Islam came from by analyzing this character, which is the southern parts of the Arabic Peninsula, which is the Hadrami origin. The one who stays in Yemen, the one who the Sayyids and the Sharifah who came to parts of the world. Why? when we study their linguistic, their pronunciation, when they want to refer the sound per, they change the sound into fa. In contrast to other Arabic people, when they want to use or they want to pronounce per, they will use the b sound. So that's why sometimes we saw some Arab people, when they say parking, they will say barking. And even Pepsi become Bepsi. People become Bibble. But it is different from the Arab people who came from the southern part of the Arabic Peninsula, which is people from the Hadrami origin, where they use, when they want to use, they say pa, they will change into fa. And this fa sound is actually the basis character of the pa sound in our Jawi tradition. Do you get that? Not just Jawi, I think, but if you study Arwi as well, they use this character to signify p sound. Why? Because they were directly Islamized by the Arab from the southern parts, the Yemenis or the Hadramis. You can check. So this is one of the significance of Jawi character formation. But like I said, why the Malay were proud of this? Why the Malay still proud of using this Arabic character? Why? Because this is the process. This is not the process of Arabization, but this is actually the process of Malayanization of the Arabic script. Right? Do you agree with that? If not, the Malay obviously will speak Arabic. They will become Arabized. But history proves that not just being Malayanized, but the scholars innovate a new character to suit the Malay pronunciation. And the Malay language thrive and produce a new tradition, which is the Jawi tradition, through these characters. This one aspect. In contrast to Arabic, Jawi has different style of reading. In Arabic, if we read the Quran, there are only three vocals. Fathah, Kasrah, and Dhamma. A, I, U. Right? But for the Malays, they have more than three. What are they? Let me use other pen. A, I, U, O, E, So let's say if we say that Jawi is the Arabization of the Malay, we will lose these three vocals that has been used by the Malay. In Arabic, for A sound we have Fathah, for I sound we have Kasrah, and U sound we have Dhamma. But how do we signify O, E, and by using the Arabic script? Do you have any idea? That's why in Jawi we have different way of spelling. Instead of using diacritical marks, we are using what we call huruf saksi, vocal letters. There are 4 vocal letters, but we only see only 3. For the A sound, the letters are being represented by this character, alif. alif without head, alif with just one line. For E sound, it's been represented by the ya. Ya, or E sound. The U by wow. So how about this remaining three vocals? O. What is the character in Jawi that we use? Wow. Okay, wow. Here. O. U. E. Yeah. E. This one, sound. Not being represented. So this marks the difference between the Jawi and the Arabic script, which shows that this is not Arabic. This is purely Malay way of writing things. So that's why we have, when we spell Jawi, J, U, E become Jawi instead of like this. Right. Can you give me other words so that we can spell together? How do we spell makan? Okay, makan. Mim. Why we use alif? Why we use alif here? Not this? Because it's Malay. Okay, good. Kan? Kaf? Nun. Okay. Another example. Orang. So, alif, waw, ro, nga. Udang. Alif. Are you sure? Wow. Udang. This is orang. Next one. Udang. Same. Okay, good. Just testing. Next. Dal. Nga. Good. So you can see, even with similar character, it can be read two ways. As O, the first one, and as U, second one. But is it confusing? No. When you know Malay, it's not confusing. Because the Malay won't say urang or odang. Obviously, when you know the Malay vocabulary, you will automatically goes to say orang and udang, even though it is being written as similar wow and wow. Same goes to the ya. Let us check. This one, how do we read it? Why? Ikan. Why? There is ya over here. But this one, ekor. Even though we use similar character for vocalization, it becomes ikan first and ekor. Because why? In the Malay vocabulary, there is no such thing as ekan. Right? And there is no such thing as ikor. So it's easy for us to detect the reading. Okay? And this, the last one, the character has not been represented, the guide character. What is this? Sorry, let me write it clearly. Kemas. Why kemas? Not kems. Because we know from this, even though it's not being represented by any vocal character, we know by the fact that Malay usually have two suku kata. What is suku kata in English? Syllable. So we don't say kems in Malay. Ke, it must be here. Ke, even though it is not being represented by any vocal character. And the second character must be like joined together. Mas. Kem, es. That's how we teach Jawi. So from this, we already have our unique character, which is pa, cha, nga, ga, and nya. And the way we spell the character, alif, waw, ya, and the gaib character. So we have the tools to express ourselves in terms of writing. That's the first step of success in our civilization. Okay, the next part, when we already have the tools to write, next is to develop the vocabulary in Jawi. Even though we have this consonant vocal character alif, waw, ya, when we read the Jawi text, especially the old text, the scholars or the scribers doesn't write one by one of the vocal. When we want to write bahasa in Jawi, we doesn't simply write it as what we like we write in Latin or Roman script. We don't write like this. Right. This is wrong. But we write it like this. Even though it's being written like this, we don't read it as bahasa. It's different. We still read it as bahasa. Why? Because in Jawi, the scholars have developed the discipline of spelling. There are 3 ways of spelling in Jawi. One is the word that we spell according to the way of Jawi has been taught. For example, like this. If you want to spell bahasa, we cannot put many alifs over here. The usage of alifs is very, very minimal. And it is being put on the syllable which is distinctive for the word. People will doesn't say bahasa, so it is known the fact that this is ba, this part is ba. This one is not known, her, and this one is se, is not known. So the alif over here is being put because we want to make sure when the reader read, it will become ha, not her, not who, not or something else. But at the end over here, when the sin is not being put with any character, because the previous character or syllable already have the vocal over here, so the sin at the back here doesn't have to put any alif. So it's automatically read as sa. So this is one of the discipline of reading. Let me give you other example. What is this? Why we say it is kata? Why? Because we already know this is the confirmed reading as ka, with this vocal character A. Why the second syllable we say it as ta, not tu, not ti, not te, not to? Why? Because when the word is a sound, the second a sound doesn't have to be put alif. What is this? Sama. Right. Okay, good. So far so good. Baca. And last one. Kerja. Kerja. Okay. Even though it doesn't have any alif character over here, it is being read as a at the back usually. This is one of the discipline of writing Jawi. Second is the spelling that has been spelled as it is. For example, the word itu, ini, maka, all these words is not being spelled like this, but it has often has been the tradition to spell it as like this. And ini as ini, not ini with ya at the back. And this one, can you suggest me the spelling? Mim? Is there any alif? No, okay. Because it has been spelled often like this. Maka since the beginning. Even since the batu bersurat on 1303. Inscribed on 1303. So, the word has been, which is being spelled like this, for Jawi you have to memorize it. There has some list, but it's not lengthy. Around 20 words, I guess. Maka, itu, ini, syahdan, arakian, maha, bangsa. Maha is being spelled not like this, but like this. The alif is at the back. Not maha. This is maha. Sorry. Okay. Bangsa. Okay. Bangsa. This is the way it has been spelled since the beginning. So we have to memorize this kind of spelling. Third way of writing in Jawi is the word which is being loaned from the Arabic loan words, from the Arabic words. For example, the word makna. Maksud. How do you spell makna in Jawi? Mim, why ain? Not kaf or qaf? Because it was from Arabic. Ain, then nun with alif maksurah. This is alif maksurah. This is originally from Arabic. Maksud. How do you spell maksud in Jawi? Mim, qaf, not kaf, qaf. And then sad, waw, dal. What else? So how do we spell istilah? Alif, Sod, To, Lam Alif, Ha. So this is purely Arabic. So how do we solve the Arabic words in Jawi? There is no other way but you have to memorize it. This is the unique character of Jawi. Even your name, Abdul Rahman, even though it is being spelled like this, but the way you put it in Jawi is like this. Ain badal alif lam ra ha mim nun. 2 words. You have to memorize this. Is it hard to memorize? I don't think so. Because when you learn Japanese or Chinese, you have to memorize a lot more. This one, if you master Arabic, it will help you. It's easy for you. Okay, so with these tools, we have the characters, the way of spelling, and the method of spelling. In our history, we developed many things, many wondrous things. For example, the earliest known Jawi document was Batu Bersurat of Terengganu, the Terengganu inscription. It was dated 1303, which is like 700 to 800 years from us. But 1303, what is the significance? It was like 150 years before Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih opened Constantinople. So the Terengganu people, we can know by the fact of the Batu Bersurat, they were Muslim even before Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih opened Constantinople. Number one. Second thing, the Batu Bersurat itself is a pure Jawi without any Arabization. Why? Because on the Batu Bersurat we can find the character Nya already. The Nun with 3 dots. There's a very distinctive character on the Batu Bersurat. One. Secondly, the spelling on the Batu Bersurat is what we have been discussed. Now, they have the spelling that require the vocal characters, the spelling that which is you have to memorize, or the tradition has been spelled like that before, and the Arabic characters which is being spelled using the Arabic style of spelling on the Batu Bersurat itself. It shows even on the 1303, 7 or 800 years from us now, the Jawi script was already crystallized and the knowledge about Jawi has been already gaining foot in our history.
What was the significance of it?
Sorry?
What is that?
The Terengganu inscription, the earliest known document of Jawi.
What was written in it? What was it about?
It is about the constitutional proclamation of Islamization of Terengganu.
Something like the Ten Commandments, but the Malay version.
So of the Sultan, basically. Sultan, was there a Sultan then?
Yeah, the local lord, Mandalika, the local lord. It's not the Sultan at that time yet. Mandalika, we can say like local governor, which is the local governor put the edict of the Islamic Sharia law, part of the Islamic Sharia law for the people in Terengganu, even in 1303, which is quite early in the case of the Malay history. So after that, we witness the full translation of the Quran since 17th century by Syekh Abdul Rauf Al-Fansuri. It's quite early, even the age of the lots of book being produced. Even in 17th century, we already witnessed the whole Quran being translated into Bahasa Jawi. Next, we witness many works by the Achenese ulama, Syekh Nuruddin Raniri, Hamzah Fansuri, Syekh Abdul Rauf Fansuri, Syekh Faqih Jaluddin Al-Ashi, who translated many philosophical Islamic religious texts, which is quite difficult to grasp into the local languages. Local language is Bahasa Jawi. And then Bahasa Jawi flourishes. As we know, there are many texts that have been discovered. Many sciences has been written in Jawi, and even the science of family, science of navigation, science of the language itself has been written in Jawi, and there are many texts that we discovered. And up until now, the Jawi tradition still emerge, even though
Jawi in Indonesia basically the same rules would apply as Jawi in Indonesia?
Yes. Because before this, there are no boundaries between Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Patani and Brunei. All of them were known by the Arabs as the Jawi people. Kaum Al-Jawi, Bani Jawi.
Where does that word come from? Jawi?
Okay, that's a good question. Can I 5 minutes about that? Okay. Do you think Jawi is a Malay word or not?
Java.
Okay, it's related to Java, but Jawi itself, the construction Jawi, is it Malay or not Malay? It is actually Arabic word. Why? Because when we say Jawi, we imagine it as Jawa. But what is relation between Jawa and Jawi? Because the way of the Arabs naming people, when they see people coming from somewhere, they will associate the people with the governing kingdom at that time. For example, in the case of the Prophet, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, we have Salman al-Farisi. Even though he lived in Arabia, but he has been called as al-Farisi because he came from the land of the Persian. We have Suhaib al-Rumi, and later we have Maulana Jalaluddin al-Rumi. Even though at that time Turkish, the Ottoman were reigning at that time, but Maulana Jalaluddin al-Rumi has been associated with Rome as Rumi. Similarly to Jawi, it is being associated with Java. Why? Because when the Arab came to this part of the world, they saw that the Javanese kingdom was thriving, which was Majapahit kingdom and Sriwijaya. Is it correct? Before Islam came. And the Majapahit and the Sriwijaya was Javanese kingdom. So they associated the people that came from this part of the world as Jawi. Jawa, but being put as nisbah to where or related to where, and being replaced the alif to become Jawi. So the name stuck onto us. Even though we are not related to Java, right now we have our own kingdom, like the Terengganu kingdom, the Kedah kingdom, Patani kingdom. Yet the name stuck. The name is being used and being known to them, to us. That's the word Jawi came from. Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say then that it was a big Arabization. The word itself is, part of the controversy, right, is that the Arabization was an imposition. Right? So with the fact that the language itself was called, they took the word Java, which is a local word, right? Java would have been the local word, and changed it. I guess you could say that then dominated, right?
So
I'm not trying to make a point. I'm just curious.
We can say it is Arabization in one aspect, in the superficial aspect, but the Arabization aspect which came into play was the universal aspect of Arabization. The scholars who came from other parts of the world, for example, Arazi. Fakhruddin Arazi. He came from the land, from the place named Aray. So that's why he became Arazi. He is associated with that place. So, yeah, it's consistent.
In terms of the Jawi spelling, quite a lot of how we spell is how we pronounce it. For example, like hendak, there's a lot of cough at the end, but we don't really basically vocalize the
Qaf, yes.
How do we resolve that? Why is it spelled that way?
Can you give the example again?
Like hendak, we don't really say hendak.
Okay.
Let's say like how do you differentiate between using the ha and the ha?
Okay, good. The ha and the ha. Okay, good. Very good question. We go back to the first method of spelling that we explained just now. Another part of the spelling is the usage of the glottal stop, we call this, which is the kah sound in Malay. It has been the tradition in the Jawi text for the scribers or scholars to put 3 characters to signify the glottal stop. One is qaf, second one is kaf, and the third one is hamzah khata. But usually we saw the tendency of the people, of the scriber, to use qaf as a glottal stop for ka. For example, in this case is hendak. So qaf has been used, even though it's not being said. Second example as anak, budak, emak. So it has been the tradition for them to put here. But the way we resolve this is to see how the Malay pronounce it. Because Bahasa Jawi is not a language on the kitab or just on paper. It's a living language. That's why we have the Tok Guru to read the kitab for us, to give the proper reading for the kitab. So that's the way we resolve that.
Same with the ha and the ha.
Yes. Obviously for the ha and the ha is only being used, as far as I know, for the Arabic loan words. But the ha is for the ha which is existing in our own language. Yes.
Why does Isha have a K? Isha. Is that because of the spell Isha with a K?
Okay.
Where does the K come from?
The K in the Romanized character or from the Jawi?
From the Jawi. I mean, the pronunciation of Isha, like in Arabic, doesn't have a consonant at the end. It has the longest.
Yeah. So
I'm almost confused.
yes. We can analyze that by using the current Romanized spelling of the Malay, and to take that as an example. Before this, I give you 2 examples. Maksud, makna, and the other one should be makmum. Maksud, the k sound here is actually qaf, right? This one actually ain, and this one actually hamzah. Isha in that case is actually hamzah like this, right? So, but for the Malay tongue, they associated these 3 characters with k sound only. So, for the Malay, usually they say makna is not makna, but makna, the softer part of the ain. Maksud, Not maqsud, but maqsud. Right? Same goes to ma'mum or Aisha, where we put at the end of the word as
What does ma'mum mean?
ma'mum is the one who follows the imam in the congregational prayer. Yes.
Some words in Malay like the older one like kitab Jawi, like mata and mati. Older days they are spelled quite similarly.
Yes, that's a good question.
The new ones came, they are
Yes. Jawi spelling has their own evolution. If you study Jawi in the old text, they doesn't necessarily put the vocal characters everywhere. For example, this one and this one. We can read it as mata or mati. This one, mata and mati. But how do we resolve this? Actually, it depends on the context. One, we don't say matiku berada di wajahku, so it is wrong context. So it should be read as mata. And we cannot say dia mata hari ini, which should be mati. So it depends on the context. But for example, when we encounter in one sentence we have two of these words, but two of different reading. Usually in the old text, I think and I believe they will put one of it as the vocal to reduce the confusion. Because in one of the oldest text on Jawi language, which is Kitab Pengetahuan Bahasa by Raja Ali Haji, he gave one of the example of creating one sentence through these three similar Jawi words. How do we read this? Kembung. Kambing, kembung, kembang. Kembung, kambing, kembang. Actually, it's 4 words, sorry. Kamim, banga as well. Kumbang, kembung, kambing, and you actually can construct a sentence from this. But for Raja Ali Haji, he says, by giving this hypothetical situation, he says, when you encounter this problem, you must introduce the vocal letters to avoid the confusion in your text. That's the way of the ulama. And when you doesn't have any confusion about that, you can remain this. You can maintain the spelling as it is, like this.
Alright, perhaps we will take one more question.
Yes, please.
One final question, and then we can end the.
Yes.
I just want to know when did the romanized version of Malay replace Jawi, and why did it happen in Malaysia?
Actually, it's not happen in Malaysia or in the Malay speaking countries, not just in Indonesia, but it already happened in Turkey, in the first country, the first Arabic usage, the Arabic script user who replaced their script with the Latin script. The Turkish language was the first language of the first Islamic language which used Latin script. But as for Jawi or Malay language, actually the history begins since 1900. If you open the middle page of the Risalah, why? There were many motivations and many factors. One of it we can say from the effect or the act by the colonizer. But for me, I would take it as differently, because For us, for the Malay, we are quite lucky because we changed our script quite late, around 1970s. But in contrast to the Indonesian, they changed the script since 1900, as early as 1900, by the verdict of the Dutch. For me, this is not the 100% factor by the colonizer, because for the British, they asked the Malay and they put an effort for the Malay to retain the Jawi script, to retain the Arabic script for the Malay. If not, we cannot see this kind of thick dictionary in Jawi by the Orientalists, the British Orientalists. But what really happened for us, sadly, because we want to follow the Indonesian, we took their decision to change into Romanized Malay. That's so sad.